What's up, everybody? About 3:31. You can see the title up the title below, I should say. It states that WWE WWE is locking up arenas. Yeah, or it's gonna say something locking up arenas, or it's gonna say WWE. You know, I guess banning TNA from other arenas, or locking up arenas, or buying arenas away from TNA, or whatever. It's going to be saying locking up arenas. It's going to say WWE. Yeah, it'd probably say something along the lines of WWE is locking up arenas. Or, no, it's going to say something along that. Probably something like TNA causes WWE to lock up arenas. Yeah, it's true. WWE is actually locking up some arenas now. I mean, I guess ever since the announcement that TNA was going to take Impact on the road on a permanent basis, WWE has decided that they're not going to take any chances, and they're going to go back to an old format, or go back and use a plan, go back and use a format or a plan that they used during the 90s and early 2000s during the wars with WCW, and that's locking up arenas before TNA can, and try to book in them. In other words, WWE is preventing TNA from booking in these arenas. And one of the rumors going around is WWE is using is going to be using the non-compete clause for this as well. Now, what that means, I guess, is TNA cannot compete in that arena if, within the same day or the same week or the same month or year. I don't know. But they're going to be using some no-compete clause. Now, does this surprise me at all? Kind of does. It does kind of surprise me a little bit, considering that TNA, its main focus when it comes to arenas are some of the major ones, but also some of the semi-major ones. Basically, more like the smaller arenas, like the theaters, and stuff like that. The small colleges like Grand Canyon University, places like that. So it does kind of surprise me because WWE doesn't go to those areas. They focus mainly on the bigger arenas. So for WWE for the reports to say that WWE is locking up all these arenas, or it's going to start locking up arenas ahead of schedule, and maybe even using no complete clause or no compete clause, or no on a non to no, basically a no / non-compete clause as well along with this. Kind of surprises me a little. It does kind of surprise me because, I can understand, okay, maybe the US Air's Center, or US Bank Arena in Cincinnati or something like that is one they need to lock up. I can understand maybe, I don't know, the Hare Arena in Dayton, Ohio, they need to lock up maybe. I mean, I can understand some of those kind of arenas, but, really, seriously, they're doing this because TNA announced it's going on the road. I mean, TNA, they're going on the road, and that's a good thing. But they're mainly, to me, going to be focusing on the arenas that they've used already, and newer arenas as well. But they're not going to try to force themselves, as far as I know, trying to pack an entire arena like the kind of WWE uses. It really doesn't make any sense. And then the report also adds in the fact that WWE may have to consider going into a scheduling format of doing live events, house shows, if you will, on Thursdays and Fridays and Saturdays instead of what they're doing right now. So, to me, it's like, what sense does it really make if TNA is gonna primarily, from what I'm seeing, be booking their Impact shows and stuff in places like, say, the Sears Center outside of Chicago? What sense does it make if they're going to be booking a show at the Grand Canyon Arena in Phoenix? It doesn't make any sense. Again, I can understand if maybe they would go into U.S. Airways Center, the U.S. Bank Arena, places like that. I can understand perhaps the Thomas and Mack Center in Las Vegas. I can understand Phillips Arena in Atlanta, Georgia. But all the other smaller venues, if you will, that TNA primarily uses, and even Ring of Honor uses, I really don't think WWE has to lock those up. Or WWE has anything to worry, I should say. They don't really have anything to worry about. So, to me, honestly, I think WWE needs to probably realize that, needs to realize that it's not going to be that big of a deal. That Impact is going on the road, because Impact's primarily going to be broadcasting and taping from arenas that you don't know, from venues they don't normally use. The WWE doesn't even normally, if WWE even uses it all. So, to me, I think, WWE's got to rethink their strategy. I mean, again, I understand you want to lock up your bigger arenas because you don't want TNA to go there and you don't want to lose the audience or the fans and all that. That's totally understandable. But you have to realize they're not going to be primarily doing a lot of those kind of arenas. They're going to be doing the semi ones, basically what is considered as the ECW, Ring of Honor, step-by-step kind of arenas. So, honestly, to me it does, like I said, it does kind of surprise me, considering that TNA has primarily showcased those Impact tapings and when they take it on the road, and as well as the pay-per-views at the smaller venues. It does kind of surprise me that WWE, according to the source, is going to try to lock up arenas because of this now. So, let me know what you guys think down below. Comment if you like. Video responses are greatly appreciated. But what do you think about this? Does it make a bit of sense to you, considering how they book, what kind of venues both companies book? I mean, come on. Let me know down below. I'll talk to you later.